Imagine a client requires to hire translation or interpretation services. They open Google or LinkedIn, or they even ask a colleague for a recommendation. And you may wonder, what happens next? Do they find you? Do they really understand what you do? And something very important, do they really trust you? Also, do they contact you? And most importantly, if they do they hire you? Most of translators and interpreters think their work starts when they receive a document or a phone call to be interpreters for an event, when in reality their job starts much earlier. Today I'm going to show you the whole client journey map, from the moment a client discovers you until he or she or that company becomes a loyal client. A customer journey map is a visual representation of every interaction the client has with your business. Think of it as the client's story, not your story. This key distinction is important because quite often translators and interpreters organize their business about what they do and not about what the client needs. I have news for you. Clients organize their decisions around what they need. At every stage of what you see here, clients ask themselves questions. Can this person help me? Can I trust this translator or interpreter, or can I trust this agency? Will they make my life easier? Is this worth the price? If we fail to answer any of these questions, the client could simply move on with someone else. The first mistake many translators make is trying to talk to everyone. For example, talking to a lawyer is different from talking to a doctor. A multinational company is different from an immigration client. An NGO is different from a manufacturing company. And each one of them speaks a different language, even when they're speaking the same language. You need to understand something. Clients don't buy translation or interpretation services. They buy solutions. When the content of your website, social media channels, or LinkedIn profile speak to specific audiences, they recognize themselves. A common misconception is that visibility means that you need to be present everywhere. Visibility means being present where your clients are. If you're a conference interpreter, LinkedIn can be more valuable than Instagram. If you work with immigration clients, referrals might be more important than the posts you share on your social media accounts. If you specialize in legal translations, relationships with attorneys may outperform almost any advertising campaign. So one thing to bear in mind is that the objective is not maximum visibility, but relevant visibility. Now, let's assume a client contacts you. This is where many opportunities are won or lost. So a bad response is something like, okay, send me the file. Or, like not asking many questions or not showing any interest about the needs of the client. Now, on the contrary, a good response addresses the concerns that the client may have. So, for example, you ask details about the project. When is the event going to be held? How many words? Is there any specific element that needs to be present? That makes a difference. One thing to bear in mind is that clients are not only evaluating your price, they're also evaluating your professionalism, responsiveness, and communication style. Remember, respond quickly, be friendly, be clear, ask relevant questions, never assume anything, and try to make the process easy. Now, let's talk about one of the most underestimated touch points in the client's journey, the quote. So to give you a concrete example, in a translation project, the client doesn't care about fuzzy matches. The client cares about three very important aspects. First, what am I getting? Second, how much will it cost? And third, when will I receive it? A good quote translates industry language into client language. Simple, clear, easy to approve. That's the secret sauce. The client journey map and the sales funnel are closely related, but they are not the same thing. The sales funnel looks at conversion. Instead, the client journey looks at experience. The funnel asks how many people move from one stage to the other. The journey asks, what is the client experiencing at each stage? When we combine both perspectives, we gain a much deeper understanding of why clients choose us or why they don't. Many translators think that the journey has finished when they deliver the translation, or many interpreters think that the journey has come to an end when the interpretation project finishes. But you know what? Actually, that's when loyalty starts. Repeat clients are usually less expensive to acquire than new clients, and they often become your best source of referrals. That is why things such as requests for feedback are so important. A follow-up email, an email just saying thank you, or friendly reminders that you are available for future projects. If there is a key message I would like you to remember, is the following. Clients don't experience your business as a set of isolated transactions. They remember it as a journey. Every email, every conversation, every quote, every interaction is part of that journey. When we start seeing our business through our clients' eyes, we become easier to hire, easier to trust, and most importantly, easier to recommend. And that, more than any marketing tactic, is what leads you to long-term growth. Thanks for watching. And if you're a translator or interpreter who's interested in developing a better client experience, let's keep in touch.